Yoga. Here at the Virtual Y, I'm Chance. Thanks for tuning in. I had some comments on the Facebook live feed last week that the microphone wasn't working. I didn't get that information till like yesterday. So hopefully the sound is good. We've been working on some technical issues. If you're watching on Facebook, feel free to leave a comment. I'm sure if the sound's not working again, I'll find out afterwards. But nice to see you. Thanks for being here. I'm thrilled to be able to bring you this practice. So chair yoga. This should be accessible for your body. You don't want to do anything that doesn't feel good, but we do want to find a comfortable type of stretch. So stretching to the point where you feel pressure, but you don't feel pain. You don't want any pain. You don't want any extreme discomfort. You simply want a place to know that the stretch is working and that you put your attention into that space. Now, what was interesting, I had a conversation yesterday with somebody. Somebody was like, oh, that's just stretching. That's not strengthening. And let me dispel that rumor. Most stretches, unless they're entirely passive, which we won't be doing too much of in this practice, are strengthening. Your muscles are put together in pairs. So if you are stretching one side of the muscle, that means you're flexing the opposite muscle. When you flex and contract one side, it creates a pulling and a stretching on the other side. And strengthening is one of the key parts of vitality, mobility, and flexibility. And people don't really think of that often. If you're very unflexible, if you're very rigid, that means those same spaces in your body that you can't move, they're also not strong. They're not getting worked out. So strength and stretching are quite often the same thing. So also try to tap into that. When I'm telling you to engage a certain spot, feel the muscles that are lighting up, as well as, some muscles are lighting up because they're stretching, and some muscles are lighting up because they're flexing. So recognize that your body's constantly in a yin and yang status, where there is a push and a pull, a give and a take, an effort and a surrender, happening at all times. And that's what yoga is bringing it all together and observing it while it's happening. So let's see. We'll sit up tall, relax the shoulders. I want to kind of flow a little bit during this practice. Because I know mobility, when we build a little bit of heat, it's easier to get flexible when we build some heat. So let's move. I feel like today is going to be a little bit more movement filled with fewer long holds as I've been doing. So let's start. Sit up tall. Relax the shoulders. Deepen the breath. That's in through the nose, down to the bottom of the belly, and fill the lungs from the bottom up. And breathe out through the nose without slouching or slumping, but still keeping that long spine and those soft shoulders. In through the nose, out through the nose. Let's do 3 more of these. Nice, big, loud breaths. Notice where your lungs are working. Notice where they're stretching. Notice where they're softening. Your spine and your ribs, same story. Your low back and your hips, same thing. Good. On your next inhale, gently lift the chin. On the exhale, bring the chin down to the chest. And as we're inhaling and exhaling, we're gently rocking the head from side to side, chin to the chest, right ear to the right shoulder, chin to the chest, left ear to the left shoulder. Notice those big breaths. Notice how the shape of the lungs changes. Good. Now we'll take a little modified cat-cow. I'm going to sit to the side just so you can see. So on your inhale, we're going to arch the back, lift the chin, roll the shoulders back, On the exhale, we're going to round through the spine, hollow out the chest, tuck the chin, roll the tailbone under. Inhales to this cow pose, arching the back, tipping the chin. Exhale to this rounding through the spine. Just a couple more of these. You really want to pay attention to how the body's responding. Are you getting warm? Are you feeling worked? You know, what's going on? Good. Returning to center. On your inhale, we're going to sweep the arms high, palms facing in. On your exhale, this way. On your exhale, point your palms out and slowly lower them down. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, point the palms out and slowly lower them down. In and up. Palms out and down on the exhale. Just a couple more. You can sweep your arms forward if that feels good. Exhale, down and up. Palms out and down. Good. On this next inhale, we'll sweep the arms high. Exhale, lean the heart toward the knees, tuck the chin. And we'll remain here for a few breaths. With that chin tucked, notice what's taking place. Gotta make sure my microphone is audible. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to take a halfway lift. Bring the chest parallel to the floor, spine long, reach long. And on your exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. See if you can notice what's shifting in your body. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Sit up tall, relax the shoulders. Notice how your body is responding. Where do you feel the work taking place? And where exactly in your body is still working? We just open the spine a bit. Now let's work on the hips. We'll start with the outer hips. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Now this might be already intense enough for you. This can be a lot of pressure on that right side of your hip. But if you want a little more pressure, you have the option to flex the toes on your right foot, kind of pointing your toes back towards your shin. It's going to deepen that outer line stretch. And you can press into that right knee to parallel that shin to the floor. As you sit up tall, pull up from the low back. Take a couple breaths. And if you want more intensity, just lean your heart towards your shin, keeping the spine long, the shoulders relaxed. On your next inhale, come up and uncross that leg. Hold this microphone, put it back in my pocket. All right, cross that left ankle over the right knee. Once again, if this is intense enough, all you have to do is bring your attention back to your breath and your long spine. For more intensity, you can flex that the toes back towards your shin. Lengthen the low back, relax the shoulders. Push a little pressure into that left knee to parallel the shin to the floor, if that feels good. And on your exhale, if it feels like you want more intensity, lean your heart towards your shin. Long, low back. On your next inhale, slowly come up. Good. All right, inner thighs now. I like this modified warrior 2. So we'll take the right foot, point the toes directly out to the right. On this left leg, I realize not everybody can plant the sole of their foot onto the ground, but if you can, great. If you can't, you can just put your heel on the ground. That works too. But if you can plant your sole of your foot onto the ground, bring that right knee right above the right ankle. Traction into the ground so you feel some strength in your inner thighs. Long, low back, feel real supported. And we'll bring the arms out to the side. This modified warrior 2, you want to place your chin right above your right shoulder. Long, low back. Big, slow breaths. Pull in on your core, your belly button, your pelvic floor. Squeeze everything in. And on your exhale, we'll take a little extended side angle, modified here. Leaning your torso to the right. You're leaning to the right. And your left arm is in a matching angle with that left leg. So your whole left side body is like a ramp. Look up toward that upper hand. Take a couple breaths. And on your inhale, come back up to warrior 2. Whoa. Good. Let's do the second side. Maybe you feel a little bit of stretch, a little strengthen, sometimes a little bit of both in the inner thighs there. Bring the left toes, point them directly out to the left. Place that knee right above the ankle. Reach your right leg out to the right. Really press the sole of the feet into the ground and traction the feet towards each other so you feel strong and stretching in the thighs. Open the arms wide, chin right above that left shoulder. Sit up tall. Take some deep breaths. Pull in on your core. Where do you notice this stretch working? And on your exhale, bring that right hand overhead. And reach it in an angle, matching that right leg. Activate the legs. Really feel the legs squeezing into the ground and tractioning towards each other. Point your chin up towards your upper hand. And on your next inhale, come up. Come back to center. Let's finish with a twist. So we got the inner thighs, outer thighs, the front and back of the spine. We're doing this and the folding and the reaching. We got the shoulders moving. We got the neck moving. Now the final movement here is a twist. So we want our spine to go like this, like we're wringing out a sponge, creating more space. This is really good for your digestive system, but also your hips and low back as well. So let's take a left hand, bring it to the right knee. Take the right hand, put it on the side of your chair or the back of your chair. Look out over that right shoulder. Keep your knees pointing forward. Lengthen your low back. See how high you can reach through the crown of your head. And bring all the attention to the size and shape of your breath. In through the nose, follow the breath to the belly. Breathe out, feel if you can twist a little deeper. You might notice your belly, your low back, your hips, your shoulders. Everything being addressed. Notice it and aim to breathe life there. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center. Go right to that second side, right hand on the left knee, left hand on the side of the chair or the back of the chair. Look out over that left shoulder. Sit up tall, relax the shoulders, and bring your attention to the breath. So many details about the way that your breath takes shape. Where it goes in your lungs, which muscles engage, which muscles relax. And through this attention and exploration, we can really hear what the body needs. And all it really needs is more attention. Your next inhale, come back to center. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Sit up tall. And we'll just end with a little bit of meditating here. Now there's many ways to meditate, and I invite you to keep the breath going big and rich. This big, slow breath in and out. We're not dumping the breath out. We're bringing it all the way in. We're letting it out with control. And we're observing what sensations does that inspire in the body? How does that make me feel? Breathing in and breathing out. There's no possible way that I'm doing it wrong. So any judgment of self, any story, any distracting thoughts, that's what I'm learning about right now. I notice how I get distracted, and instead of trying to make an excuse for why I'm distracted or get down on myself for not doing it right, all I do is notice that I'm distracted and bring my attention back to the breath again and again. take 3 more breaths. The most mindful, thoughtful, detailed breaths we can take. And notice what it does to our body. When you're finished, bring your hands to heart center. Gratitude for whatever in your life you may have overlooked or taken for granted. Right now is a perfect opportunity to be grateful for what is. Not just your blessings, not just the obvious quote-unquote good stuff in your life, but also the challenges, also the hard lessons, also those deep feelings. Because all of it is part of what is. And instead of deciding which parts you love and which parts you don't, which is a complicated process, instead try to simplify. What can you love about it all? Namaste. Thanks for tuning in. I'll check the comments to see if the sound was okay or if anybody tuned in. Have an awesome weekend. Be good to yourself. Be kind to one another. Thanks.